talking about this location. We spoke from the historic committee. We have a slogan we say with the Hampton House. It says, bigger than the building, more significant than the structure. This is personal and political. I think it's a crime that in a location that's approximately 21 blocks, many people were not familiar with the legacy of Chairman Fred Hampton. Maywood, geographically speaking, is a small location that represents a political giant. And it's not by coincidence that many people have been fearful to have this conversation. In addition to the assassination of Chairman Fred and Defense Secretary Mark Clark, December the 4th, 1969, it should be noted that December the 5th, 1969, law enforcement pulled men and young boys out of their homes in front of their mothers and children and told them there'll never be another mention of Fred Hampton here. Similar to the breaking process during the era of chattel slavery, when pregnant women would run away from the plantation, they were captured and brought back, and their stomachs, the pregnant stomachs, were cut open, fetuses stomped to death. It created fear and terror for generations to come. We say, let us seize the time now, and this becomes a common conversation. In the movie Judas and the Black Messiah, we struggled to have Maywood mentioned twice in the movie, at minimum. The Hampton House is located right across the street from the school, the elementary school that Chairman Fred attended. Prior to us occupying that home, there were children who did not know who Chairman Fred was. Many parents have said that since our presence there, children have to get bigger shirt sizes. They walk with their chest out with a pride to say that this is the school that Chairman Fred Hampton went to. Went to the Proviso East High School. We talked about the swimming pool. There was no swimming pool facilities for black children to even attend. Even as a child, he challenged that. And this is a climate where certain things, certain contradictions, in particular the race, as well as the class contradiction, that many of us have been avoiding for quite some time. We said let's seize the time and address it. This representative, again, who at the age of 14, the federal government called for a wiretap to be placed on my grandparents' telephone. It was recognized, he took the junior NAACP from 7 to 300 members in a 7.5 month time period. Chairman Fred was part of an organization, not of role models, but we say real models. Real models, people who came from our community. Places like Brazil, Sao Paulo, Africa, Ghana, we just came from African delegations. They talk about the legacy of Chairman Fred Hampton. Again, Maywood, 21 blocks. This should be a common conversation, and not necessarily, you rarely have ever heard me, if even have ever heard me say, the police murdered my father. You have heard me say that the government assassinated Chairman Fred.
Yeah, right.
He authored the Rainbow Coalition. When we still had the present day, the Black Panther Party calls it the present day Rainbow Coalition. Many of these representatives are still here today. The free breakfast program fed a minimum of 3,500 children a week. In Nazi Germany, the victims of the Holocaust in Nazi Germany, it's considered child abuse if your child does not know what happened in the gas chambers. The script has been flipped with our people. Some people see it as child abuse to even tell them who Chairman Fred was. People have passed down punkism, told their children don't speak about it. In South Korea, they would keep a person locked up for 3 generations to weed out any resistance. We in the stage in the game right now, we can up the ante with conversations of such caliber of people 14, 15 years old who was assassinated. We have to say that term. Don't be fearful of it. It's a cleansing process. Try it. Being oppressed is embarrassing. A lot of times we try to jive ourselves about it. We try to say euphemisms or nice words. Fred Hampton died. Chairman Fred was deputy chairman of Illinois chapter, the largest chapter of the Black Panther Party. That's a fact. That's a fact. And people from all over the world, let's seize the time. It shouldn't be a conversation about this swimming pool. This pool should be open. We had the water gun fights in front of the Hampton House to heighten the contradictions. That was an event here years ago. People told who got a birthday in August, and everybody was saying people were scared to say Chairman Fred. In closing, one war story for lack of terms. A 52-year-old business owner in Maywood told me about when he went to go see the movie Judas and the Black Messiah. he was telling his father what's going to happen in the movie. His father said, son, how do you know about all this? He said, Dad, his son, Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. told me about this. He said, also, Dad, why didn't I know? His father teared up. He said, son, all he wanted was peace. That's embarrassing. Let's be upfront about this here, y'all. This conversation should not just happen during Black History Month, because the fact that Black people on the verge of becoming history. It should be a conversation at the poet scenes, the barbershops, the pool halls, the city council, everywhere. Relationships, real models. I'm not saying this subjectively, y'all. When I say Chairman Fred, Minister Doc Satchel, Defense Captain Mark Clark, it's not over ego tripping. It's trying to win our people to respect the entity, an institution that's stood on their own terms for this entity that a lot of people scared of called self-determination. The Hampton House is bigger than the building, more significant than the structure. Bigger than the building, more significant than the structure. Come through, see what's happening, the work we're doing there, support it, make this an everyday conversation, not just during Black History Month, not just during election time, now it's politically correct, because a lot of people get involved in struggle, become conscious one of three ways: inspiration, aspiration, or desperation. Inspiration, aspiration, or desperation. A lot of people know who Chairman Fred is when they, quote, forgive me for this, we say he turns more than me black. He turns more than me black. First, Michael Jackson said, don't make a difference between black and white. When he caught that case, his tune changed. They don't care about us.
Yes, sir.
A lot of people know about Chairman Fred when they're under some pressure. We the last call for alcohol, y'all. We the last call. We the ones you talk about when you've exhausted all your softball spokespersons.
Yes, sir.
That's us out there in the valley. That's us that's been out there with the triple C's, Choice Community Cause, providing food to people out there. That's us who had the community refrigerator when people laughed at us.
Yes, sir.
That's us that heightened the conscience about a food desert here in Maywood. When people put this facade of everything is okay here.
Oh.
Don't forget the liberation schools also.
Man, I'll be here all day. We don't say respect, but I appreciate it. You know what? I'm gonna let the people talk to someone, because our people say that's his son. He just told him. I ain't saying this subjectively. He's a representative of our people. Let's shake that fear factor, y'all. It's a cleansing process. Minister UEP News said when an oppressor stands up against an oppressor is gone and a new man, new woman is born.
Yes, sir.
Lenin said it will take people 20 years to learn ordinary times. They learn in 2 years in revolutionary times. Chairman Fred was 21 years old when he was assassinated.
Yes, sir.
The education curriculum should be in Providence High School, every high school, every it should be up in there. It should be every elementary school. Tie it to your conversation. You go on your dates, your poetry scenes. And let me just say this in closing. I think, man, Randall, being on, I'm gonna start naming people, y'all. We thank y'all, all those who've been consistent with us for this campaign to save the Hampton House.
Yes, sir.
Without the people I work is impossible. I appreciate y'all, thank y'all. Again, let's make history, let's take history, and let's take history, y'all. Long live Chairman Fred Hampton. I need to turn my back against y'all. I don't respect. I need to turn my back against y'all. Thank y'all for y'all coming out. I appreciate respect for all of y'all. Thank you.
Here.
Trustee Lightford.
I was wondering if another Black Panther was from California during that time, who came to Chicago in that same period of time. He's sitting right behind you. Joe. That's one of the old Black Panthers. He's from California, came to the You talk to him, he can tell you.
All right, Trustee Joe.
Yeah, I just want to say how really honored I am to be here for this moment, and how much of a long time coming it's been. Chairman Fred Jr., I've been following all the things that's been going on over the past year. You know what you've been doing, whether it's whether it's the accomplishment of Judas and the Black Messiah, whether it's the 85 South Show, whether it's the Ghetto Boys podcast. You've been all over the place, and you always mention Maywood.
Yes.
And I hope one of the things that we can do to honor Chairman Fred is to make this a tourist destination for people to visit.
Right on.
Oh, yeah.
When I went to Ghana last year, and it was an honor to go to some of their walls with their portraits and see Chairman Fred there.
Thank God.
And it started to make connections to me in terms of, how your father could be that connector for people to want to come here.
Yes.
So I just want to say again, it's an honor to be at this moment. And this is the time. It's not to settle here. I know we're hopefully going to approve this, but there's a lot of work to be done to make this develop into what we want to do. So we just want to ask for your patience. I'm sure there's going to be some hiccups, but we're going to work through it. But I'm happy just to be here to support this. So power to the people, and appreciate you being here.
Respect God.
Trustee Peppers.
Yeah, I want to concur the same sentiments as Trustee Jones. My dad went to school with Chairman Fred at Irvin and the Proviso East. And at our household, we had to know. We had to know the struggle, we had to know the history. He quizzed us all the time, and it was very important. It was instrumental in our life. I appreciate you, everything you do, your family. You are family. God bless, and power to the people.
All right, so I would say, again, Chairman Fred, we've had many discussions in regards to moving the community forward together and focusing on Fred Hampton's foundation and Fred Hampton's legacy. So again, as you said, the bigger than the building, more significant than the structure. So again, this has been a long time coming. Previous administrations, I'm sure, have said things, but we actually moving on things. So moving on things, this is just like the first step of moving forward in regards to the healing for the Village of Maywood, to actually pay homage and pay the respect that is due to the legacy of Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. as well as Chairman Fred. So when we think about the great conversations and possibilities of moving us forward in the Black Panther movement as well as the Hampton legacy, thank you everyone who was here tonight in support of that. Thank you everyone that has been a part of engagement and community involvement. We look forward to great partnership with the Hampton House and Fred Hampton Jr. in regards to working with the Park District, the Village, the school districts, the libraries, any and everything to move the community forward. We've been having great discussions. So we look forward to rolling out that first part of tourism aspect with the African American History Tour that'll be happening for Maywood. That'll be coming in June of 2022. Focusing on the Hampton House, the Covenant Zone, Operation Uplift, and Midtown Museum. So here's to more sweatless victories. With that being said, I just need a motion to approve the proposal.
Motion to approve.
Second.
So we're gonna go motion to approve by Trustee Lightford, second by Trustee Reyes-Plummer. Are there any questions?
Mayor,
Trustee?
I don't have a
Sanchez.
question, I have a comment. I'm a lighter shade of brown. But we're fighting the same fight.
Yes.
Because we're all the same out there. It is an honor to be in a room full of leaders. And I'm not talking about these leaders up here, I'm talking about these leaders down there. Because everyone is extremely significant to this community. And the plight that has taken place and the history that this community has. And we need to scream into the world. Nothing but respect.
Respect. Right on.
Alright. With that being said, please call the roll.
Trustee Sanchez.
Aye.
Trustee Reyes-Plummer. Aye. Trustee Jones.
Aye.
Trustee Lightford.
Aye.
Trustee Peppers.
Aye.
Trustee Brandon. Aye. Mayor Booker.
Aye.
Motion carried.
So, Chairman Fred Jr., you wanna come up with us to take a photo, and anybody else you want to be a part of the photo?